Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome. In this video presentation, I will be exploring essential multiple choice questions, MCQs, with brief explanations from Unit 2 in addition to the MCQs already uploaded in Gender Law and Human Rights. Dear viewers, if you want to practice these MCQs, turn off the volume of your mobile phone during the first round. Then, in the second round, turn on the volume to check your answers. For MCQs on other topics, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's attempt to solve some important MCQs one by one with a brief explanation. Question 1. In India, which constitutional article guarantees equality before the law and prohibits discrimination on grounds of gender? A. Article 14. B. Article 19. C. Article 21. D. Article 25. The correct answer to question 1 is option A. Article 14. Explanation. Article 14 of the Indian Constitution guarantees equality before the law and equal protection of laws to all citizens. Question 2. What international agreement, adopted in 1979, focuses on eliminating discrimination against women and promoting gender equality? A. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. B. Convention on the Rights of the Child. C. CEDAW, Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. D. Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. The correct answer to question 2 is option C. CEDAW. Explanation. CEDAW is an international treaty aiming to eliminate discrimination against women. Question 3. Which United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, SDG, specifically addresses gender equality and women's empowerment? A. SDG 3. B. SDG 5. C. SDG 8. D. SDG 13. The correct answer to question 3 is option B. SDG 5. Explanation. SDG 5 focuses on achieving gender equality and empowering all women and girls. Question 4. In India, which landmark legislation criminalized dowry-related offences and cruelty against married women? A. Hindu Marriage Act. B. Dowry Prohibition Act. C. Domestic Violence Act. D. Special Marriage Act. The correct answer to question 4 is option B. Dowry Prohibition Act, 1961. Explanation. The Dowry Prohibition Act criminalized the practice of giving or receiving dowry. Question 5. Which international human rights document includes the statement, "All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights"? A. Convention on the Rights of the Child. B. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. C. International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. D. Convention on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. The correct answer to question 5 is option B. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Explanation. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights begins with this statement in Article 1. Question 6. In India, which law was enacted to prevent sexual harassment at the workplace and promote a safe working environment for women? A. Dowry Prohibition Act. B. Hindu Succession Act. C. Equal Remuneration Act. D. Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act. The correct answer to question 6 is option D. Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Act, 2013. Explanation. This act aims to prevent and address sexual harassment at the workplace. Question 7. In India, which constitutional article empowers the state to make special provisions for the betterment of women and children? A. Article 15, 3. B. Article 21, A. C. Article 17, 2. D. Article 19, 1, G. The correct answer to question 7 is option A. Article 15, 3. Explanation. Article 15, 3 allows the state to make special provisions for women and children. Question 8. What is the term for the practice of aborting a fetus based on its sex, often leading to a skewed sex ratio? A. Infanticide. B. Feticide. C. Homicide. D. Genocide. The correct answer to question 8 is option B. Feticide. Explanation: feticide refers to the act of aborting a fetus. Question 9. Under the Maternity Benefit Act in India, how many weeks of paid maternity leave are provided to women working in the organized sector? A. 12 weeks. B. 16 weeks. C. 20 weeks. D. 26 weeks. The correct answer to question 9 is option D. 26 weeks. Explanation: the Maternity Benefit Act provides for 26 weeks of paid maternity leave in the organized sector. Question 10. What international day is observed on 8th March, focusing on celebrating the achievements of women and advocating for gender equality? A. International Women's Day. B. World Health Day. C. Human Rights Day. D. International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. The correct answer to question 10 is option A. International Women's Day. Explanation: International Women's Day is celebrated on 8th March each year. Question 11. In India, which committee recommended legal reforms to address issues related to crimes against women, leading to the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013? A. Verma Committee. B. Mandal Commission. C. Sachar Committee. D. Malimat Committee. The correct answer to question 11 is option A. Verma Committee. Explanation: the Verma Committee recommended legal reforms to address crimes against women after the Nirbhaya incident. Question 12. Which international convention, adopted in 1981, aims to eliminate discrimination against women in the field of employment and occupation? A. CEDAW. B. ILO Convention number 111. C. Beijing Platform for Action. D. Convention on the Rights of the Child. The correct answer to question 12 is option B. ILO Convention number 111. Explanation: International Labour Organization (ILO) Convention number 111 addresses discrimination in employment and occupation. Question 13. Which international day, observed on 25th November, marks the beginning of the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign? A. International Women's Day. B. World Mental Health Day. C. International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. D. International Human Rights Day. The correct answer to question 13 is option C. International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Explanation: the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence campaign begins on 25th November. Question 14. In India, which legislation criminalized the practice of triple talaq, providing protection and justice to Muslim women? A. Hindu Marriage Act. B. Special Marriage Act. C. Muslim Women, Protection of Rights on Marriage Act. D. Dowry Prohibition Act. The correct answer to question 14 is option C. Muslim Women, Protection of Rights on Marriage Act. Explanation: the Muslim Women, Protection of Rights on Marriage Act criminalized the practice of triple talaq. Question 15. What international human rights document, adopted in 1948, recognizes the right to life, liberty, and security of person without discrimination? A. Convention on the Rights of the Child. B. International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. C. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. D. Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, CEDAW. The correct answer to question 15 is option C. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Explanation: the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, adopted in 1948, includes the right to life, liberty, and security of person in Article 3. Question 16. What is the significance of the One Stop Center scheme in India? A. Promoting women's entrepreneurship. B. Providing support to acid attack survivors. C. Combating human trafficking. D. Offering integrated support services to women affected by violence. The correct answer to question 16 is option D. Offering integrated support services to women affected by violence. Explanation: the One-Stop Center scheme provides comprehensive support to women affected by violence. Question 17. In the international context, which organization leads efforts to address gender-based violence and advocate for women's rights? A. UNICEF. B. WHO, World Health Organization. C. UN Women. D. Amnesty International. The correct answer to question 17 is option C. UN Women. Explanation: UN Women is the United Nations entity dedicated to gender equality and the empowerment of women. Question 18. What is the purpose of the National Commission for Women, NCW, in India? A. Promoting women's education. B. Ensuring maternal health. C. Investigating and redressing complaints of women. D. Implementing family planning programs. The correct answer to question 18 is option C. Investigating and redressing complaints of women. Explanation: the NCW is a statutory body in India that investigates and redresses complaints related to women's rights. Question 19. In India, which legislation addresses the prohibition of child marriage, aiming to protect the rights of young girls? A. Hindu Succession Act. B. Child Marriage Restraint Act, 1929. C. Special Marriage Act. D. Prohibition of Child Marriage Act, 2006. The correct answer to question 19 is option D. Prohibition of Child Marriage Act, 2006. Explanation: the Prohibition of Child Marriage Act addresses and prohibits child marriages. Thank you everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel Education and Teacher Education at Shoki Bilal.